how important has it been for you to just understand the importance of classical music?
I was into music since I didn't even go to school. From like my dad was the main influence of music.
I read that Mr. Rahman told you that at a very early stage of your life that you're really good, but maybe you need a bit more time.
I met Rahman Saab. He met me. He told me that 21 तक रुको, voice खराब हो जाएगी वरना Bollywoodization ना हो जाए, originality ना चले जाए voice की. Hi, this is Jubin Nautiyal and you are watching Bollywood Hungama.
We have with us a versatile singer who has his base in Indian classical music as well as Western classical music, and he's one of the best singers that we have in the Hindi film industry right now. Jubin Nautiyal, pleasure having you on BollywoodHungama first of all.
Likewise, thank you for calling me here.
Alright, and we'll talk about Hungama Mere. That is a song that has just come out, and मुझे थोड़ा सा पहचानने मुश्किल हो रहा था कि यार ये इसके अंदर जो मॉडल जो इसके वीडियो में दिख रहा है इसका नाम क्या है, मैंने रियलाइज किया कि ये तो जुबिन नौटियाल खुद ही हैं. Alright, so we'll talk about Hungama Mere shortly, but how important has it been for you to just understand the importance of classical music? You're 29 from what I understand right now.
Yeah.
You started very early, from I think the age of 4 or something like that, and that the classical music, the sort of base that it provides for any singer, I think it's the best thing that you can do for yourself.
True that. See, where I come from out there, arts is celebrated. Right. Uttarakhand is an education hub.
He's from Dehradun. Yeah.
So you'll get the best of schools there.
Correct.
So we got the best of education. Out there, it's not only about books. It's called CCA, co-curricular activities.
Correct.
So in that we have music, we have shooting, we have horse riding. So kids are getting exposed to that kind of environment when they are little. I was into music since I didn't even go to school. My dad was the main influence of music because he loves music as anybody who from the musical background would love music. In my family, music is loved and followed like that. When you have that kind of upbringing and then you go to an institution where you have great teachers and great environment to learn music, then that base of classical, it's just there inside because वही आप सीखते आ रहे हो ना बचपन से उसी में interest develop हो रहा है. That base is very important. That base, without that base, you can't move ahead in Dehradun music scene. You know, you are not considered in that whole scene unless you have certain formal training in Hindustani classical, and that's where India is coming from. If you see Bollywood, initial days, if you see, you can't be a singer if you don't know classical music.
Sure.
It's the first thing. Now Western influence has happened, now other people are coming, but yes, base is everything. Classical is everything. It gives you detailed information of music.
Right. And as you were talking a short while back, I read that Mr. Rahman told you that at a very early stage of your life that you're really good, but maybe you're too young. I think you were 17 or something when he told you that maybe you need a bit more time so that your voice actually matures and you can come back and just make a mark for yourself in Bollywood. And you utilize that period of time for learning classical music, Western classical, and a whole lot of other stuff. So how crucial that phase was, meeting Rahman, and then he's telling you that yes, you're capable of something, and then you're having that phase which is all about learning.
Usually singers meet Rahman Saab towards the end of their journey when they have already worked with all music composers. Apna ulta tha. I was 17 years old, I had come to Bombay, I just passed out from Vellum Boys, I had taken admission in Mithi Bai. I came here to explore. पूरी लाइफ बॉलीवुड के गाने सुनते आया हूँ, गाना चाहता हूँ, तो सबसे पहले देख ही लेते हैं बॉलीवुड क्या है. पेरेंट्स वर सपोर्टिव. आई केम हियर. इन दैट जर्नी आई गॉट टू मीट रहमान साहब. आई डोंट नो हाउ. You know, it was like my dad spoke to one of his friends who was Rahman Saab's CA, and he spoke and Rahman Saab gave time, and we went to Yashraj to meet him, to sing something to him, to know whether, like, to see what he has to say for my voice. He knows everything. Before it even happens, he knows it. I met Rahman Saab, he met me, he told me that, as you said, he told me that you need to give your voice more time. 21 तक रुको, वॉइस ख़राब हो जाएगी वरना बॉलीवुडाइजेशन ना हो जाए, ओरिजिनलिटी ना चले जाए वॉइस की. दैट चेंज द गेम फॉर मी ऑनेस्टली. I would have stayed back. If I would have not had that meeting with him, I would have stayed back in Bombay and maybe a different kind of a journey would have begun. I was young, I was naive, क्या पता एक्टर ही बन जाता. But that changed the game for me. That little meeting that happened, that changed the game for me. He told me that give it time. 21 tak ruk jao. And I was 21, and then I was singing in a charity show for a patient I was working with. And voice could do everything, it could go anywhere, just like he said. And then I stepped out of the stage, and the first thing I told my dad was, it's time to go to Bombay. My dad was like, okay. I came here, 2 years I worked, 2 years I met all kind of composers, everybody I jammed with, as many people I could. Third year I got my first song, and after that I never
Sonali
stopped.
Cable, that was the first song that you got. And a movie, Sonali Cable, and rest, as they say, is history.
Hi, this is Jubin Nautiyal, and you are watching Bollywood Hungama.